And if we look at the personal customers and the income we make off of them, what's more important than what we make off of our personal customers is what's in it for them. Why is this the strongest product that the average consumer's ever seen? Well, if you look at the Dubli Mall, for example, especially here in North America, there's well over 4,000 merchants in the mall, and that number is growing on a daily basis, and it represents well over 65 million products. So I don't care what you're looking for. I don't care who you've been buying from in the past. You can find it in the Dubli Mall. Well, let's take a couple of examples, see how this works. Now, you can become a free customer at Dubli if you want to, and a lot of people who've not heard of Dubli, they're not going to pay $99 a year for a VIP membership. They might not even be willing to pay $4.95 a month for a premium membership. So they're going to want to kick the tires. That's human nature. So they can join for free. The only thing they have to do is put in an email address, create a username and a password, and that's it. And they can start getting cash back on over 65 million products that they're already buying today from the same brand name merchants. If they want to be a premium customer, they can pay $4.95 a month. Now, they'll get the same free cash back that the free customers get on every single purchase they do, but they'll also get an extra 4% on top of that. Now, the only caveat here that they need to be aware of is this. The free cash back is paid to the consumers on a monthly basis. Now, they've got to wait, obviously, for the return policy to expire at most companies. They're going to pay the $4.95 a month, and on every single purchase that they do through the Dubli Mall or through the Dubli Travel Portal or through the Dubli Entertainment Portal or through, one of the telecom companies like Sprint or Verizon or T-Mobile, etc., they're going to get another 4% cash back on top of the free cash back. But that 4% is not made available to them. They'll see it collecting, and they'll get it on every single purchase, but they can't have access to that money until they've been a premium customer for 12 months. Now, they can also be a VIP customer, and this without question. Once the consumers kind of get over that reluctance to pay money to a company they've never heard of, in other words, once they've had a chance to kick the tires, or maybe they know you well enough that they trust you and they'll do it, but once they get over that initial fear of paying that $99 for 1 year, this without question, is the best membership for anybody. Because here's what you're going to do. You're going to pay $99 per year. That's less than $10 a month. And for that, you're going to get all the same free cash back that the free customer gets. But in addition to the free cash back, you're also going to get an extra 6%, not 4% like the premium, but an extra 6% on top of or in addition to that free cash back. But here's the caveat here. That 6% is paid on a monthly basis just like the free cash back is. Now, that's a big deal, and let me explain to you why. If I'm a VIP customer, would I rather have access to that money on a monthly basis, or would I rather have to wait 12 months to have access to that money? Well, of course, I'm going to rather have it every single month because I can take that extra 6% plus whatever the free cash back is. I put them both together. I can use that money, which is coming directly from the merchants for doing what I was doing anyway. I can use that money to go buy a necessity item the next month or the next day or the next week. And not only am I using free money that's coming to me from the merchants for doing what I was going to do anyway, but I'm getting cash back on top of that as well. Now let's look at 3 examples here. I just took these out of the mall. Here's Macy's, Joseph A. Bank, and Match.com. Now the first thing that I want you to understand, if you look at the free cash back, now remember all 3 customers are going to get the free cash back. But you can see right here that it varies from merchant to merchant. For example, at Macy's it's 1.9%. At Joseph A. Bank, 6.5%. Match.com, now think about this. You're looking for a new husband or a new wife? You can get 75% cash back on them. That's a lot of free cash back. But here's what happens. If I want to be a premium customer, I'm going to pay the $4.95 a month, and I'm going to get, in the case of Joseph A. Bank, I'm going to get that 6.5% cash back, the free cash back that the free customer is going to get. But because I'm willing to pay that $4.95 a month, for the membership, for the premium membership, I'm also going to get the extra 4% on top of that. Again, I got to remember that I don't get access to this 4% until I've been a customer for 12 months. But I'm getting a total on every single purchase, at least from Joseph A. Bank, of 10.5%. If this was your customer, you would earn a 25% commission on the free cash back. You would not get any commission on the extra 4%. Now, if I was a VIP customer, or if I had a VIP customer, or if you had a VIP customer, they're going to get that same 6.5% cash back just like the free customer does, and it's paid on a monthly basis. And because they're willing to pay that $99 per year, they're going to get an additional 6% above and beyond the 6.5% that the free customer gets. And it's also paid on a monthly basis. So every single month on every purchase they make at Joseph A. Bank, they're getting 12.5% cash back on every purchase. Now remember, there's a return policy that's got to expire before the money's going to become available. Now again, you get a 25% commission on that 6.5%, but you don't get any commission on the 6%. So again, just to make this perfectly clear to everybody, we're going to earn, or you will earn, a 25% commission on everything that your customers are already doing. We're not going to change their buying habits. We're not going to ask them to buy any different products than what they buy today. We're not going to ask them to, stay at a hotel they don't like. We're going to say, look, stay at the same hotels you love to stay at today. Fly your favorite airlines that you're flying today. In other words, do everything that you're already doing, but just go through Dubli and we'll pay you cash back. More than any other company anywhere in the world, we'll pay you more cash back for doing exactly what you're going to do. In other words, we're going to increase the purchasing power of every single dollar that our consumers have. And you and I are going to earn a 25% commission on all the free cash back. Plus, if they happen to be a premium customer, we'll get a 25% commission every single month on that $4.95, which happens to be $1.23. Or if they're a VIP customer, we're going to earn once a year, because this is an annual membership, we're going to earn a 25% commission on that $99, which is $24.75 every single year. Now, here's one of the reasons that being a VIP customer is without question the most valuable membership that a consumer can have. Because if a consumer, now think about the way we are as human beings. What do? Well, if we go to a movie, for example, but you go to a great movie and you just naturally start talking to your friends about it. Maybe you run somebody the next morning at Starbucks and boom, you start telling them about it. Same thing happens if you go to a great restaurant. You just naturally, we're social creatures. We naturally tell our family and our friends and people that we enjoy being with. We just tell them about great events that we've had. Well, if I'm a VIP customer at Dubli and I'm getting all this cash back, the 6.5% or the free cash back plus the extra 6%, and I realize how valuable this is to me, I'm naturally going to start telling my family and friends about it. My colleagues at work, I'm just going to talk about it. Well, guess what happens? If you're a VIP customer, you've got something that we call the customer referral program. For every one of your friends that you tell about this, and they sign up as a VIP customer because you told them about it, because you're going to have a customer referral link that you can send to that friend of yours. Now, this is a customer doing this, not a BA, a customer. And by the way, if you're new to this, BA means business associate. But if you're a customer and you tell a friend of yours who also decides to sign up as a VIP customer, Dubli's going to pay you, the customer that referred them, $20 in cash. Well, if you just tell 5 of your friends, your membership's paid for. So you've got all the same benefits that the free customer gets, and your membership is free now, technically speaking, but you're also going to get that extra 6% above and beyond what the free customer gets. Now, you don't have to stop at 5 of your friends if you're a customer. If you really like this and you just naturally start telling your friends about it, you can tell 10, 15, 20, whatever you want to do, and Dubli will pay you a $20 thank you note every time you tell one of your friends who also signs up as a VIP customer. Well, what does that mean to you and me? Well, let's say that this was your customer right here. Okay, right here's your VIP customer. If your VIP customer told their next door neighbor, and their next door neighbor told their sister who lives in New York, and the sister that lives in New York told her college roommate that lives in California, who told their cousin who lives in Austin, Texas, who told their, one of their best friends that lives up in Michigan somewhere, what happens is everybody in that chain of events that refers somebody gets a $20 referral fee from Dubli. But every one of those situations, they become your personal customer. Now, there's that viral growth I was looking for. There's that residual income, because what's happening? What am I getting paid on? I'm getting paid on everything that these customers are already doing. And I'm not trying to change their buying habits. I'm not trying to get them to do anything different whatsoever. Now, this friend could tell another friend who could tell another friend who could tell. This could literally go out 10 generations. It could go out 100 generations. It could go out 10,000 generations over a period of time. And if that were to happen, all 10,000 of those referred customers become your personal customers, as if you went out and got them yourself. And you're going to earn a 25% commission on all their free cash back of all the spending that they're going to do anyway, plus you're going to earn a 25% commission on their membership fees. And in this case, that's $24.75 every single year on every one of those 10,000 customers. Now, that's a significant viral growth that I believe is going to happen. Now, let me give you an idea. Today, right now, Dubli has a brand new marketing department. Not a new marketing head, a new department. A month ago, Dubli didn't have a marketing department at all. We had somebody that reluctantly was sending out an email once a week with the weekly special, and that was it. There was no marketing to the customers. There were no deals being worked out with the merchants per se. But I want to show you what we achieved because, and let me tell you why this happened. This happened because of people like me, because of people like you, who have already become business associates at Dubli, and we've told some of our friends. I know Chris McPherson's on the phone tonight, Sheree Novobranic's on the phone tonight, and both of them have done exceptional jobs at telling their friends and family about being customers. Matter of fact, I love Chris McPherson's story. His father-in-law was so upset with him when he found out that he was going to do Dubli because he was afraid he was going to squander the income that he and his wife were making, which was his father-in-law's daughter, of course. And, of course, his father-in-law wanted to look after his daughter. That's just human nature. So he kind of got upset with Chris and really had it out with him. Well, now, whenever they're going to buy something, he comes to Chris's house, his daughter's house, and Chris buys it for him. And he gets cash back on everything. So now he's converted because he sees the value of this. Well, because of these people like this, like Chris, like his father-in-law, who's now a convert, if you will, and all the other people out here, Dubli is the #1 company in terms of the dollar of money being spent by the customers that we're sending to Walmart, to Home Depot, to Best Buy, to Priceline, to Travelocity in Europe, and we're #2 with Target. We did this without any marketing department at all. This is a significant achievement for Dubli. What's the big deal here? Well, the big deal is this. This has grabbed the attention of multiple companies on Wall Street. Multiple companies. Because of that attention, because of some things that are about to happen in September, which I can't talk about, Dubli's going to explode. And because of that attention, because they've already put some money into Dubli, we now have an entire marketing department, which they went out and got for us. And I'll show you the picture of the girl who's in charge of this marketing department and really how successful she's been. Now, normally at this point in time in the presentation, what I would do is I would go out to the internet and I would go through and show you how the Dubli app works, but I'm not going to do that tonight. We'll save that for Sunday night. I just want you to understand that this really is the perfect business model. I mean, look at it. We've got all the aspects that we want. We're not going to change. We're not going to change the buying habits of the consumers. We're not trying to get them to buy different things or stay at different hotels or fly different airlines. We're saying, look, do everything that you're going to do anyway. Don't change your buying habits, but just go through Dubli. And I don't care whether you do it as a free, a premium, or VIP, and you're going to earn cash back on everything. In other words, we're going to increase the purchasing power of your existing dollars on everything that you're going to do anyway. And then it's got the viral aspect. Because the VIP customers, they can tell their friends about it. They'll get a $20 referral fee. They would tell them anyway. And those become your customers. There goes the viral aspect. We're participating in e-commerce. We're participating in travel. We're participating in finance. We're participating in the telecommunications industry. And we're doing it on a global basis. I can get customers anywhere in the world I want to. We've already got 12 international malls. We've got one in North America. We've got one in Canada. We've got one in England, Great Britain, excuse me. We've got one in Italy. We've got one in Australia. We've also got a global mall. Dubli is the largest e-commerce company anywhere in the world today because of what we've done with all these different malls. And we also have a global mall that kind of captures all these other countries that don't have their own mall yet. Soon we'll be opening up a mall in Brazil, in Japan, in China. This is a phenomenal opportunity for all of us because look what we have achieved, and nobody knows who we are. I mean, this is no small potatoes here, guys. This is a big deal. So if we really stop and think about it, what's the key to building a successful Dubli business? What is it? It's all about the customers. Because think about what's happening to them. You know, they're getting paid to shop. They're getting paid to travel. They're getting paid on their entertainment, even their electricity if they happen to be in a state where the electricity is deregulated. They're just starting to get paid on their cell phone usage, their telecommunications. They're even getting paid on their insurance and their investments. That's pretty significant in and of itself. But you got to remember something. You're getting a 25% commission on all of the free cash back that's associated with all of these transactions that the consumers are doing. You're getting a 25% commission on all their membership fees. But as far as they're concerned, what makes it so significant for them and so successful is the fact that we're not asking the consumers to change their buying habits at all. We don't want them to. You know, again, I'm going to repeat this one more time. We want them to buy all the same brand name products that they're accustomed, that they like to buy today. We want them to buy from the same brand name merchants they've always bought them from in the past. But now we're saying, look, just become a Dubli customer. And if you'll do that, and there are some things that are taking place right now today, well, they're putting them in place right now, I should say, and they'll be available here probably in the next 45 days, where if a customer goes, for example, and they register at Walmart for the very first time, because we're number one with Walmart in terms of the number of customers and the dollar volume being spent by these customers that we're sending to Walmart, they're going to get a little pop-up that says, hey, we see that you want to buy this. If you've joined Dubli today and become a customer at Dubli, and I don't know whether it's going to be a free or a VIP or how they're going to do that, you're going to get a coupon right now. You'll get a $10 coupon that you can go spend right now, or you'll get a $150 coupon that you can go spend right now. That's going to attract a lot of customers. And Walmart is not the only company that we're working with to do this. A lot of things with this business model are going to change very rapidly. It'll be all over the news. The news media is going to pick this up. And once this phone app gets out there for the smartphones, this will be a paradigm shift for you and me, just like the Dubli Partner Program is a paradigm shift for the nonprofits. And let me just give you a little clue on this. Now, this is not some pie in the sky. This is what's going to happen. You know, there are a lot of companies competing for this same same stuff. But here's what's going to happen. Let's say, for example, that you're a VIP customer at Dubli. You don't know anything about the business whatsoever, but you're a VIP customer at Dubli, and you're walking down the aisle in Target. You reach over and you grab something from the shelf, and you put it in your basket, and you finished all your shopping, and you're heading up to the cashier to go pay for it. Well, what's going to happen, there's an NFC chip in that package, a near-field communication chip. It's going to communicate with this app in your smartphone. And if you've got your GPS on, which most people do, it's going to tell Dubli exactly where you are in real time. Dubli's going to know what package you just picked up because of the NFC chip. It's telling, you know, that's for inventory control, and it's telling Dubli what it is. Dubli's going to send you an instant coupon, an instant discount on that product, so that by the time you put it in your cart and you get up to the cashier and you go to pay for it, you're going to get a better price on that product than anybody else in that store, unless they also happen to be a VIP customer at Dubli. Take another example. You go to Apple, you want to buy a new MacBook Pro for your son or daughter who's going to college. You go in and you get the salesperson to help you with it, explain all the bells and whistles on it and show them all the features and all the security on it, et cetera, et cetera. And you're sitting there and say, okay, Dad, this is what I want. I love it. And then you're going to turn to your dad, and Dad's going to say, okay, well, look, let's go ahead and buy it right now. Now, maybe the salesperson's standing there, maybe they're not. You're going to put out your smartphone. You're going to go to Apple through Dubli, through your smartphone. You're going to pay for that laptop right there on your smartphone. You're going to tell Apple, you know what, I want to pick it up at this store right here. And then you and your son, you and your daughter, you're going to go next door to Starbucks. You're going to go next door to the ice cream store. And you're going to get an ice cream cone, or you're going to get a coffee at Starbucks, and you're going to sit down at the table out in the little mall area. And you're just going to sit there and talk about school and how much fun they're going to have and how hard they're going to have to study, et cetera, to get them off on the right track. And then all of a sudden you're going to get an email on your phone. It's going to say, hey, your MacBook Pro is ready to pick up. You've already paid for it. You just got 7% cash back on it. You walk up to and back up to the Apple store. You go to the counter in the bag, say, hey, I just paid for a laptop and it's supposed to be ready. They say, oh, yeah, here it is right here. They hand it to you, turn around, walk out. You just got 7% cash back because you're a Dubli customer. Nobody else in that store got 7% cash back. Now remember this too. If you're a customer who happens to have a Discover card that'll pay you 5% cash back, or maybe you've got one of those Quicksilver cards from Capital One that'll pay you 1.5% cash back on unlimited purchase, and they always try to make that, drive that home. I ask you, what's in your wallet? Well, what's in my wallet is not just that Quicksilver card that'll pay me 1.5% cash back. What's in my wallet, or what's in my wallet on my phone, is my VIP membership at Dubli that'll pay me 7% cash back in addition to that 1.5% cash back. And not only that, when the bill comes due on that Quicksilver card, I can use the free money that's coming from the merchants from doing what I was going to do anyway. I can use that free money sitting on my free MasterCard debit card because it is a debit card. I can use that debit card to pay off the bill on that Quicksilver card. That's where this is headed, guys. And here's what you want to do. You want to have as many customers in place as possible so that when we get there, the viral growth that you experience from all of those customers that you've put in place is going to be phenomenal. I mean, if you just get started when we get there, you're going to miss out on a lot of viral growth. Again, how do you get a customer? You don't try to sell them on anything. You become a customer yourself. You download the app and you start using it as much as you possibly can because it makes sense, economic sense for you to do that. And then all you got to do is just show your friends your cash organizer. Now, here's the gal that's going to change everything for us. I mean, this to me is probably the most significant development at Dubli. It's not the investment bankers that we're going to be talking about. It's Krista Paul, because she's going to make the difference. We've not had a marketing department to speak of since I've been with Dubli. But yet the product is the strongest product the consumer's ever seen. And even though nobody knows about us, look what we've already done at Walmart, at Home Depot, at Best Buy, at Travelocity, at Priceline, at Target. What do you think is going to happen as she starts? And she's just getting her feet wet now. She knows what she's doing. And if you want to get a peek at her, go to linkedin.com/in/Krista Paul, KristaPaul. She's been incredibly successful. I mean, look at this. Krista Paul, the founder of UsingMiles.com, was recently announced as one of Colorado's top 5 most influential young professionals for 2011. She was selected as one of the top 5 finalists to grace the cover of the Colorado Business Magazine out of 25 top professionals that were recognized in the October issue. This girl is good. She knows what she's doing. Dubli's lucky to have her. Now, just to give you, I want to drive this home so you understand the significance of what we're offering the consumer. Look at this. Here's the cash organizer, or, well, actually, this is the back office for consumer. And by the way, this is being radically redesigned for the consumers. And I've seen just a glimpse of what they're coming out with, and it's much better than this. But to give you a sense here, here's Doug Hall. Now, Doug Hall happens to be a sales director on my front line, but he also happens to be a VIP customer. So as a VIP customer, here's what he gets. Now, he's treated no different than the other VIP customer that doesn't know anything about the Dubli business at all. And look what happened. Here's 1 week in the life of Doug Hall and his wife, Judy. Now, they're empty nesters. They don't have any kids at home. Now, that week, Doug went to Best Buy because they needed to get some cords for his computer. He went through Dubli, paid for it, and went and picked it up at the store. They wanted to get some flowers for his mother-in-law and his granddaughter, so they bought them a 1-800-Flowers, and, of course, 1-800 delivered them there, and they paid for them through Dubli, got cash back on that. They were doing a renovation on their house at home. They went to Home Depot, which is right around the corner from them, got some supplies. Doug had to take a trip that week. He went through Priceline. Now, remember, Doug's a VIP customer, so what does that mean? That means that Doug gets the free cash back as well as the additional 6%. Well, if you look at the free cash back, here it is. I just blew it up for you. That was $35.39 that week. Let's put it in perspective here. Had Doug not known anything about Dubli, had Doug not been a VIP customer at Dubli, had Doug not been a free customer at Dubli, Doug would have lost that money. Well, where would it have been? It would have been in the bank account at Best Buy, 1-800-Flowers, Home Depot, and Priceline. Now, he also got the extra 6% cash back, which in this case was another $50.80. Add the two together, that is $86.19 cash back in 1 week for Doug and Judy doing exactly what they were going to do anyway. Now, if Doug did this same level of spending every week throughout the year, look at the amount of cash back you'd get. That'd be $4,481.88 cash back on a membership that only cost him $99. Now, this is way up at the upper end of the spectrum right now for the VIP customers. The average VIP customer is getting back somewhere between $1,500 and $2,500 a year. And he's all the way up here at $4,400 at this level of spending. Well, this is only 1 week, and I have no idea whether he's going to be spending this much money every single week or not. Probably not. That's a lot of cash back. What if Doug only got back $1,400 for the entire year? Would it still be worth it to Doug to pay $99 to get $1,400 cash back? Well, of course it would. Do you think Doug, if he knew nothing about the Dubli business opportunity at all, do you think Doug and his wife Judy would probably tell some of their friends about it, some of their next door neighbors about it? I think that's a certainty. Sure they would. Do you think they might tell some of their family members about it, like their kids? Absolutely. The viral growth is going to be there. Now, what I would suggest to everybody on this call, Dubli, for all practical purposes, even though it's an 11-year-old company, it's still in its infancy. We are just really getting our feet wet. We've just now got the attention of Wall Street in a significant way that's going to mean a lot to Dubli. It's going to give Dubli the resources and the assets to add even more value to the Dubli portal, to the Dubli shopping mall. In other words, the value for the consumer will continue to grow on a quarterly basis. So that if we get down the road 4 or 5 years down the road, I can guarantee you that seeing a customer get $4,400 cash back in 1 year, that's not going to be any big deal. This is a paradigm shift for the way companies try to acquire customers. Think about the cost associated here. If I'm Walmart, now why do you think the Walmart family has flown down to Boca? Actually, Fort Lauderdale now, excuse me. Why do you think the Walmart family has flown down to Fort Lauderdale to meet with Dubli on several occasions over the last 6 months? Why do you think they've done this? Because they recognize that there's a big 800-pound gorilla out there called Amazon. And they need to compete with Amazon through e-commerce. They've got more stores than anybody else out there. And I think they have a store within a 5-mile radius of something like 90% of the population of the U.S. They've got tons of stores out there. But they know that everything is moving towards e-commerce. They know they've got to compete in this world, and they see what we're doing. They see that we're sending them more dollar volume than any company anywhere in the world. And they want to work with us to be more competitive against companies like Amazon. We're all sitting in the right place at the right time. Now, once this money becomes available to the consumer, there's one of 3 things they can do. They can either take, in this case, this $352.52. They can take it and they can send it directly to their bank. They could send it directly to their PayPal account. Or if they chose to, they could actually send it directly to their free MasterCard debit card. Now, here's one thing that you need to recognize. This debit card is different than any other debit card you've ever seen or any of your customers have ever seen. Why? Well, it's really pretty simple. You and your customers never put money on this debit card. Well, who does it? Where does it come from? It comes from the merchants for doing what you were going to do anyway. Remember, they're not changing their buying habits. You and I are not changing our buying habits. We're doing exactly what we were going to do anyway, and now all of a sudden we're getting all this cash back. And if we want to put it on a debit card, MasterCard from Dubli for free, we can do that. And then we can go spend it however we want to. Now, hopefully, you get this. You see the significance of what we're looking at here with the consumers. You see the significance of what I like to call the perfect business model. Because it's got all those things I was looking for. It's a home-based business. I don't have any employees. I'm working with people that love to do what they're doing. I'm participating in e-commerce. I've got something that's going to create that residual income for me so I don't have to do it over and over again. I can do it one time really good for the next 2 years, and I can be done. And then it's got that viral growth. That's what gets me excited. Now, I've been with Dubli for almost 6 years now, and I've been through all the peaks and valleys. I've been through all the potholes, and there's several people on the call that have been through all these peaks and valleys with me. And it's not been a lot of fun. And the truth of the matter is we all stuck it out because we knew that Dubli had the core of something very significant. And it's just now coming to the light of day in a big, big way. Now, here's what I'm going to show you Sunday night. I'm not going to get into all of the details on this, but I want you to recognize something here. If you see this and you get to that rank, which I talked about earlier, of a sales director, and that's all you do, and you sponsor some BAs and they go out and get 4 nonprofits each. I was talking to somebody today who's already signed up 9 nonprofits. 9. In the next 4 or 5 years, maybe 6 years, I don't care how long it takes, doesn't matter to me, I'm going to show you how to build an income of $1.2 million a year. Now, the question to ask, number one, is how stable is that income? If I build it, is it truly going to stay with me? Well, of course it will. I mean, what if you did it with little high schools and the parents' kids graduated, after 4 years, but you're in year 6? Well, think about that for just a minute. Now, use your common sense. If I'm a parent and my kid has graduated from high school, but I've been using the Dubli Partner Program and I'm a VIP customer and I'm getting all this cash back on everything I was going to do anyway, why in the world would I stop doing it just because my kid graduated from high school? Why would I no longer be a VIP customer at Dubli? It wouldn't make any sense for me not to be. I mean, I'm getting cash back for doing what I'm going to do anyway. I might as well keep doing it. Not costing me anything. It's putting money in my pocket. So what's going to happen is every year you've got a new set of parents coming in, but the old ones still stay with you. So you're building up your inventory, if you will, of VIP customers. And over the next 4, 5, 6 years, I don't think it's going to be that hard for anybody. Now, you're going to have to work hard for the first 2 years, granted. But would it be worth it? And the answer, well, of course it would. But here's the most amazing part about this. You can build this kind of income if you come in with a TLA package, if you each sponsor 4 nonprofits, and that's all, and I don't care how long it takes you to do it. You can do this with only 12 BAs in your organization. And what that structure is going to look like, it's going to look like you sponsoring 3. You're going to come in with a TLA package. You're going to sponsor 3 people personally with a TLA package. And then we're going to work with you to get those first 3. And then we're going to work together to help those 3 find 3 each, just like you did. In other words, everybody's going to sponsor 3 people. That's it. So you're going to sponsor 3, and we're going to help those 3 sponsor 3, and you got 12 people in your organization, and you're looking at over $1 million a year. And I don't care if it takes 4 years to filter out, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. I don't care. Because here's what you need to recognize with this model. Those customers, 99.9% of them don't know that you even exist. And they don't care. They're not here for you. They're here because of the value that it presents to them. And guys, we got to recognize